Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So today I'm showing how I make my popcorn at home. Super easy and simple. I don't use any oil or butter for it, and yeah, it's just a really easy way to make a quick snack for yourself that doesn't contain a lot of oils or like butter or something. So I'm usually pretty lazy and I just pop my popcorn and then add some powdered sugar to it, and that's it. But I'm also going to be sharing a few different recipes that you can use to make your popcorn taste a lot better. So those recipes do contain some butter and some oil, but yeah, they also taste a whole lot better, so it's definitely worth it. Also, if you didn't know already, I have an Instagram account as well where I post even more vegan food and recipes. So go check that out if you haven't already. I'm also called @veganleonora on there, but I will also post the link in the description box below. So yeah, let's just get on to the video now. So to make the base recipe for the popcorn, you'll just need some popcorn kernels. And they look like this. So grab a pan and let it heat up for about 3 minutes on low heat, and then add your popcorn kernels. So make sure you don't add too many popcorn kernels or the pan will become too small, because they of course will expand massively. So just add a little over like half of the bottom of the pan. Then add the lid to the pan and cook on low heat until the popcorn is popped. So shake the pan every 30 seconds to prevent burning. You could also add some like oil or butter if you find that easier, but it also works without it as long as you keep it on low heat and just keep shaking the pan and keep an eye on it. And after a few minutes you will see the first few kernels pop. And just keep on shaking the pan every 30 seconds and just keep it on low heat until all the popcorn is popped. So once most of the popcorn seems popped and you won't see any popping for like a few seconds, just turn off the heat and leave the pan with the lid on for about a minute or so, just to make sure that all the kernels are popped and that you won't like be attacked from popcorn that still hasn't popped and while you already took the lid off. So yeah, just let it sit for like a minute or so. Then your popcorn is done and you can add your toppings. So you could just add some melted chocolate to the popcorn, or like some salt or some powdered sugar, and that tastes really good. But I will also show you 3 of my favorite ways to top my popcorn if I've got a bit more time. So for the first one, I'll be making some salted caramel popcorn. So we're going to start by making the caramel. So just add some sugar to a pan, then add the water, and then just turn on the heat to medium heat and let this simmer until it basically turns into caramel. So you don't want to stir this. I know it's very tempting to stir it, but just don't, or the sugar will start to crystallize and your caramel will be ruined. So just leave it and just keep an eye on it, and it will turn into caramel by itself. So it will start to bubble and you will see that the sugar will slowly start to dissolve. So eventually it will start to change color, which means it's almost done. So keep a close eye on it because it can burn very quickly. That definitely happened to me the first few times that I made caramel. I just completely burned it because I wasn't working like quick enough and I wasn't paying enough attention. So just keep a very close eye on it. So once the sugar has turned into this like deep amber color, it is done and you can turn off the heat and add your butter. So it will start to bubble up a lot, but just keep stirring until all the butter is incorporated. Also be very careful in handling this stuff because it gets extremely hot and it can burn you very badly. I also like to add a bit of baking soda to it, and this will make it bubble up even more and it will make it easier to coat the popcorn. So just stir that in and then add all this to your popcorn. And of course also add some salt to it. I forgot to film this, but I added it at this point. Then just put this on your popcorn and stir to make sure all the popcorn is coated. So you want to work very quickly with this because the caramel will harden very fast. So just put it on the popcorn and mix quickly. So let this cool completely, and once it's cooled you can break the popcorn apart with your hands and just enjoy your popcorn. So for this next recipe we will be making some cinnamon roll popcorn. So this is a bit of an easier recipe. So just start with some butter in a pan and just melt that. And then add the brown sugar and the cinnamon to it. And just put this on low heat to simmer for a few minutes until it slightly thickens. Then I added some baking soda again and just stirred that, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, just add that to your popcorn. And I also added some chopped pecans. So to let this cool off and harden a bit, I just spread it out on a baking tray that I lined with some parchment paper. So you could also add some melted white chocolate to this. I've seen people online do that and apparently it's pretty good. But I find this sweet enough for me, so I didn't add that. But you could if you want to. So the last popcorn we'll be making is this spicy salty popcorn. So this one is definitely the easiest one to make. It's basically just adding some oil and some herbs to the popcorn. So I first added some oil to the popcorn. I used some olive oil, but if you don't like the taste of olive oil, you can also just add some like sunflower oil or something. Then just add all the herbs and just mix that around, and that is it. So you can adjust this recipe to your likings completely. You can add any herbs that you like, and you can add just as little or as much spice as you want. This is just how I like to make mine. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I wish you all a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!